Hey everybody, it's me, Amanda Pearl, also known as the Queer Psychic Queen on Instagrams. Do you ever just like decide that you're gonna go live because you put eyeliner on? No, I was like doing the new moon reading for myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should pop on and do a new moon in Leo reading for everybody because why not? This new moon feels super good. This new moon is like our first chance to like manifest something. I mean, we can manifest something all the time, but you know what I mean? Like the first huge astrological energetic like push of like creating something new since the crazy eclipses. I mean, was July crazy for you? Or was it super crazy for you? Because like it was so crazy for me. Especially right now with Uranus and Taurus, the trickster planet, a lot of surprises, a lot of with Mercury in retrograde and Uranus and Taurus, a lot of like surprise meltdowns. I don't know how else to say it. Like that was definitely a theme coming from I experienced that, not myself, but like from someone else. This is such a supercharged moon. I don't even know, like, I don't even know how to say it. It's like, it's a new moon, but it's also such a release from all of that crazy energy of the eclipses, because that eclipse energy, man, it just like brought a lot of stuff to the surface, which none of that is bad. None of that is hard. It was just like, a lot to deal with at once. And then on the other hand, we also had Mercury in retrograde. And with that, with Mercury in retrograde, with the eclipses, it's usually like a time to go within. However, in this July, it felt so busy. It felt like so much going on, like really good stuff too. So like such a mix of like so much energy, really good stuff. It was a month of a lot of like highs and lows. So I just wanted to come on and do a tarot reading for this new moon in Leo, just because it's a second new moon in July. It feels super good. It's like on the cusp of August, like on the cusp of something new, like a beautiful new moon would be. And it's the day Mercury goes direct. So it's like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This new moon, thank you for asking. This new moon is like, I know this is like every new moon, but it really is truly like this new birth for everyone, because it's like the eclipses brought up so much of like the patterns and where we're holding our own selves back. And it's like this new moon is like asking us, are you going to like live from this place of your new self? Are you going to change the things that you noticed in July? All of those patterns that came up, all of the ways that you like isolate yourself or kind of go against yourself, sabotage yourself. Now that you've seen all those things, now that those eclipses made those fears so clear to you, are you going to heal them? Are you going to act from this new place of yourself, or are you going to keep acting from that place of fear? Because it's almost like the eclipses just made everything so obvious that it, like all of July, it was so obvious the things that we need to change in our lives. Just like the way we go about things. Also, I do want to mention that it was a big month for having a lot of ideas, but like not acting on them yet, like marinating the ideas, basically. So this new moon is a lot about acting on all of those ideas that we had in July. July was like such a necessary month. The eclipses were so necessary for clearing things out. And now it's time to like fill ourselves with something more beautiful and new. So for the tarot, just off the bat, this is like a really strong new moon. Both cards, I pulled 4 cards. All 3 cards that I pulled that were tarot cards were major arcana cards. So the first cards of the deck, they're super, so it's just like a lot of power. And I'm not surprised with it being Leo season. The first card I pulled is I'm using the Good Tarot deck, but this is the Temperance card, the Patience card. Hey, Lauren. This is the Patience card. in the Temperance card. And what this is, it's sort of like, can you trust that the universe is going to bring your desires? Now that you're so clear on where you need to change and you're making steps towards this new higher self, this life that you want, can you like sit with yourself, or are you going to, like, in the moments of impatient feelings and anxiety, go back to those old habits? It's saying, like, you have the temperance, you have the strength to create something amazing for you and your life. And then I pulled the Magician card, which is like the manifesting card. This is like good things are coming. This is like not just like good things are coming, like you've purposely like created a lot of great things in your life, and those things are manifesting now. So that feels super good. With these together, with the Temperance card and with the Magician together, it's such an energy of like, you've been trusting the universe. The universe is not like testing how much you can trust her. The universe is more aligning everything so that it's right. So that feels so good, because I love when I pull the Magician card, especially on a new moon. It's so good because it's like the card of starting things new. And I know that like you have so many ideas of things, especially because it's also like the summer. So it's like the time of it being like so hot and like sitting on your couch and being like, oh, I would love to Marie Kondo my garage, but it's hot. It's so hot. And I would love to take this course online, but I just want to lay. That was like the energy of July. The energy of August is more like taking action and getting things done. And I love to see the Magician card come up, because it's such the card of like, the Magician card is really like everything you need is within you. Like everything is like at your fingertips. And especially I love this card because Mercury is going retrograde on the same day as the new moon. And with all of that going on, it's sort of like after Mercury goes direct, usually things become clearer, like different things that felt really convoluted or complex during the retrograde just feel more clear. Like if there was an intense interaction or complicated interaction that you had with someone during the retrograde, after Mercury goes direct, then you might be like, oh, I understand like my part of it. I kind of understand where they're coming from. It's just like more understanding and clarity. So August feels like such a month of clarity, action, moving forward. And this was like an overarching theme that like everyone's angels wanted them to know when I was pulling the cards. It's like when a new future presents itself to you, you can embrace it or you can resist it. And the more you resist your new future, it's like the more difficult it'll be, the more triggers you will even get from resisting it. Like when you're triggered, to resist your trigger, it's going to create more triggers inside of you. It's it's crazy how that works, but it's like the universe is saying, here's the future you've always wanted. Will you take it? Will you accept this new future? It's going to be different. And the different is where it feels difficult, but it's not actually difficult. It's just different. It's good. The things that are coming in August are good. It's like we've been taking baby steps all year baby steps, which are beautiful, but this is like a leap. And it's like, will you leap or will you stay on this side? Like the side of like fear, the side of like the old way, the side of like, okay, the side of fine, or will you go into your next level self? Because this is a month full of energy for you to go into your next level self. For me, it was like, oh my gosh, exactly. Like when you resist it, it's like when I resist a trigger, it's like more resistance. And it's like, at some point we just have to realize we're just like struggling. We're just like fighting in this tiny little pool. We could just like put our feet down and stand up, you know? You know what I mean? It's like, I think that July really shed a light on all of the ways that we make life harder, and just for the purpose of routine and comfortability. So I can't promise that It's always going to feel amazing, but August is such a leap and such an amazing month. So I also I pulled a poll, the spread, for the romance of August because I love romance readings. They're my favorite readings to do. And I pulled, okay, so when I'm pulling the cards, that's always like the pre-reading time for me. And when I'm reading for someone, I'll give them like the messages I get while I'm pulling the cards. While I was pulling the cards for the collective, for love, for August, for this new moon, I got such a feeling of like, it's been kind of difficult in the love department. I can't really say if it's like Mercury retrograde. I mean, that affects communication, but it's just felt like it's one of those feelings like where you're trying, and nothing's working. For people that are in relationship and for people that are single, it's like almost like this feeling of like what to do, like that feeling of like I want to be in a relationship and I want to be single. The feeling I want both. It's just such like an indecisive feeling. And I feel like once again, we judge ourselves so much. Like I label it as like indecisive feelings. I honestly think that like all of the arguments or intense conversations, unless they're abusive, of course, all of the intense conversations, all of the not being sure what to do, it was just you like working it out in your mind and like healing so many things from your past. The universe wants you to know it was really just you trying to like look out for yourself the best you could, and like nobody's mad at you and you didn't do anything wrong. Like a lot of things that you've done this year might be out of like trying to protect yourself more because of times in your life that you didn't protect yourself enough. So now like you are more healed and more like emotionally mature, but you have this huge wall up, and outside of the wall is like a moat, and outside of the moat is like an army, and after the army is like a mountain range. It's like your heart's locked up. And I think that like August is such an opening of the heart. August is it feels like it is such strong fire energy, but it's also like a softening, like a melting of all of this barriers between your heart and the world, not just romantically, with friends, with family, with new people, with strangers. It's like your heart's just more open. It's opening as we speak. And I would definitely suggest like a heart chakra opening meditation on YouTube. I think that would be really beautiful with the new moon energy. That's what I'm going to be listening to myself. Because I feel like this has been a year of such like working on self-love. That's like such the push, like I feel like for like the last few years. And that's so good. No, that's like the ultimate. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying like, how do you translate that level of protection and care for yourself to the outside world without blocking everybody out? That's where I'm going with that. So for the love reading for the new moon, the pre-readings are always like really long. The pre-readings are like as long as the regular reading. I pulled the High Priestess, and I love this card because of course this is the card of like knowing you are amazing, not be like holding a standard, but also like that feminine, caring, melting, opening, comforting energy. It feels like finally the opening is happening of your heart, but in a way that makes you feel comfortable or helps you to feel more comfortable with it. And then I also pulled just from my Romance Oracles deck, the romantic feelings. So the romantic feelings with the High Priestess card, like together, what I'm really getting is that when you like in August, it feels like it's definitely going to be like a love-filled month. For those in a relationship and for those single, it just feels like romance is coming, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be met with, a war from within. And it feels like even when you are triggered, when you meet a new person, or when someone maybe from your past tries to talk to you again, you won't be like suddenly trying to control, trying to manipulate the situation so that you feel comfortable. It's like an allowing energy. The High Priestess and the Romantic Feelings card are kind of like knowing. It's that like confident calmness. With the Romantic Feelings card, I am so bad spatially, you guys. Like spatially, I can't. With the Romantic Feelings card, it's like this confident new beginning, especially pulling these cards for the new moon. It's like such a confident, calm new beginning in romance. And like I said, for those in relationship and for those single, it's like the new beginning you've sort of been wanting, but not really sure how to do it. And I just get such an energy of like trying, so much trying. But at the end of the day, it's just about trusting the universe. So this new moon feels super duper good. Don't forget to put your crystals out. I love all of you. And on the other side of this new moon, we're going to be different people. So I'll see you on the other side. Love you.